All right, so the first question of the day is, so tough one. Let's get it.
Oh my.
It's about to be on the screen. Why is dating hard in 2022? We're gonna start with this way and go back this way.
Ooh. I think social media got a lot of influence on it. A lot of times we compare ourselves to what we see online. We
Okay.
compare our relationships or what somebody isn't doing to
Okay.
what we see others who are in different positions doing.
Okay, so you're saying social media is a big thing of why
Absolutely.
it's not working.
I'm not gonna say it's a big thing of why stuff doesn't work, but it definitely adds a little extra hindrance
Okay.
to dating.
Okay.
I would say the same thing, but also just like how things have changed in society, like period. You know
What do you
that
mean?
just like that back then type of love, it doesn't seem like it's really around like what we're used to seeing like with our parents. Maybe I don't know
Gotcha.
everybody's situation,
Yeah.
but like me, my parents have been married for 25 years, and it was that old school type of love. Like
Yeah.
you had to go to the dorm, drop off them notes, babe. You outside with the
Yeah.
it doesn't really exist anymore, and it's because I really believe like it's because we're so advanced with technology and everything. Effort is not as much, and I don't know, like social media is I don't know, like everybody is constantly comparing to other people and what they think they should have.
Okay, so you would say social media is a big
Yeah,
reason why. Okay.
it is.
Damn. All right.
It definitely does play a role, but also I feel like the whole independent woman wave, and everybody's a boss ass bitch, but every nigga can't take that.
What you mean?
Like they're not able to just understand the fact that yes, I do need you, but at the same time, if you weren't here, I'd still be straight, my nigga.
God damn. All right, so you personally have this attitude of like, I guess I don't need men in a sense, or what?
It's not necessarily I don't need men, but just I feel like within a relationship, each person should be able to hold their own. I need you, but you're not my end all be all. I can be straight.
Okay, and specifically, what do you mean when you say I need you or I don't need you? We should bring our own. What does that mean? Does that mean finances? Does that mean what does that mean?
Both, everything, all of that.
So you think a
Emotionally, I can
woman
hold
should bring
myself
finances
down.
to a relationship?
Financially, I can hold it down if I need to.
Okay.
Do you feel like that's a healthy way to approach a relationship? Just having the mindset that you don't need your partner?
That's not to say that's how I'm approaching you, but at any given time, if it comes down to it, and you ain't giving me what I need, I can give it to myself.
But if you have that mindset, you kind of are approaching it that way.
I guess I could be, but I mean, a nigga can either take it or leave it.
She's sassy. All right. Go ahead.
Shit, bro, I could write a book about this shit, but I think a lot has changed. I think that traditionally men used to take a masculine role. They were more affirmative. They were more action takers. And I think that direction of that has changed. I think women are actually more affirmative than men now. Women are strong and independent, supposedly, supposedly. But I actually think men take a feminine, submissive role at this point because, like, even the men that try to act like they're not submissive or they're not feminine are hiding shit from their wives or their girls or whatever. So I just think that the actual imperative of what it means to be a man versus what it means to be a woman not has changed, but has been misunderstood.
So what's the difference between misunderstood and changed?
Because if you're a man, you are a man. And if you're a woman, you are a woman. And I think if you are living in the masculine imperative, then you bring out the feminine within a woman. So you can not understand that and play different roles, but you're constantly going to end up in confused relationships versus like men and women that understand that imperative. They just tend to mesh a lot better.
Okay. And a follow-up question: whose fault would you say that is?
I say it's a man's fault.
Okay, I actually agree with you on that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's a man's fault because let's go from the get-go, right? Like if you're a father and you got daughters and whatnot and you're not putting the right boundaries on them to make sure that they grow up to be actually strong and not independent but pure women, then you're going to end up with girls that know how to choose men. But if you don't have father figures in the household that are teaching women what it means to actually be with a good man that can actually take care of them, provide for them, provide security for them, etc., then it stems from a man.
Okay. All right, Trent, roll the video so then we get. Oh, you was about to say something?
I was gonna piggyback off.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, talk to us.
You just made the point of saying like fathers in the household. Some people don't have fathers in the household from the get go. So I think also it depends on like men that women have already been with. If a man is allowing a woman to do the things like quote unquote that men should already be doing, that's just further gonna progress into other relationships. So like for example, like if you know, men are supposed to open the door, right? But if I'm constantly opening the door for myself, why would I expect that? on the
Yeah.
person, you
So
know?
so exactly, it goes right back to it's a man's fault, because if there was actually dudes out there that knew how to treat women, because I don't believe in treating women poorly or badly, but I believe in being a man and doing what you want to do, not to like crazy extents or whatever. But point being that as a man, if you truly believe in something and you feel like you should be doing it, you shouldn't be having to hide that from your woman. You should be straight up and be like, yo, this is who I am. This is what I do. If
That's
you
the
wanna-
third subject of tonight.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Right.
Okay. All right, Trent, play the video.
That they got something that they don't have, so they only fuck with niggas who got bread, and then turn around and be mad when them type of dudes who got a bunch of money want every bitch. These same bitches will turn around and pay Chris Brown $1,000 to take pictures with them. You feel me? See, they hold up. They charge broke niggas to chill with them, but the more money you got, the less you got to spend. See, women only want to deal with dudes who don't have no opinion. That's why you see a lot of these bad chicks with these goofy ass, soft ass niggas who ain't gonna challenge them on nothing, who ain't gonna ask them no questions. Any man that got his own shit taken care of, don't need their money, don't need their pussy. They don't want to deal with a nigga like that. They want a nigga that they can talk to crazy and disrespect them because they don't want no structure. They scared of real men, you feel me? Because a real man ain't gonna let them talk crazy and do all that goofy dumb shit.
So modern day men are more feminine more than ever.
Definitely.
Why is dating so
Okay,
hard?
pause. Going back this way, do you think women pick dominant guys, or like you were saying, the more feminine guys that they can run over?
So I think women.
And your thoughts on the video?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Homeboy. I mean, I think women generally tend to choose, in their early years, they try to choose dudes that are like, you know, strong, affirmative, make money, have their shit together, are fit, etc. But when they realize that the same women that are hunting down these dudes that are successful and are affirmative and have their shit together, etc., are not going to take the type of women that are pursuing them seriously. These men tend to then settle down with women that are like more low key and modest and kind of like, you know, take care of traditional wifey capabilities and whatnot. And then, yeah, I mean, men have definitely gotten more feminine. So like what girls do, I feel like, is they go through these men and then they deal with these men for a period of time and then realize that, yo, this man is not going to take me seriously. And eventually come to a point where they realize that, oh shit, I'm going to have to settle and I'm going to have to be with a man who is feminine because it's the only type of man that's willing to commit to me.
Okay. Thoughts on the video, and then same question. All right, no, speak the truth.
Men definitely do give the feminine vibe nowadays, but for me, I respect a man that is affirmative. You take action. You let me lead you. What I gotta tell a nigga how to be a nigga for? That's on you. So I'm gonna follow your lead. I'm not with that.
So you do you agree with the video or you disagree with the video?
In the middle.
You in the middle? Okay.
But I seen the rest of the video and he said some.
Yeah, no, I got the rest of it.
Can I challenge?
Go ahead, yeah.
So initially at the start of this podcast, you say you go into a relationship with the attitude that, yo, I'm independent. I don't really need him. I'm down to be with him. But if he's not there, like, I'm still going to be all right. You think a man who's a leader is going to want something like that?
You think that's how I go into a relationship. That's not what I said. That's what I do.
That's what you assume. She
She said that.
Sassy.
I ain't trying to come at you. I'm just saying you said that
It
initially.
is what I said. That is fact. That's what I said. That's what I'm taking it at life, period. If you're coming into my life, you know that regardless, if you down, know that I can handle the shit as well. It's not always gonna be 50-50 regardless in a relationship. If you down one moment, I can pick us up. If I'm down, then I'm gonna
As it should be like. Yeah, right. I agree with that, yeah. I'm just saying that, like, generally speaking, me and my homies talk about this, and like when I settle down with a woman or whatever, like if the woman could even, if I'm settling down with a woman and she can even possibly think about the fact that she can live without me and she can be without me and she doesn't need me, I wouldn't want to be with her. I would want to commit to a woman that is truly committed to me because I feel like that's like the root of feminine loyalty.
For sure.
So tell me, in your head, do you think there's any small space, any capacity in your woman's mind that she does not need you, or you think she's just all in her brain like,
Well,
I need to be with this nigga?
It's neither though. It's neither. It's not that she's sitting there thinking I need him or whatever. She understands that that's not what life is about. She's not stuck in an ego battle. She knows that she has certain responsibilities. She knows I have certain responsibilities. Right. We handle our responsibilities well, and we don't even come to a point where I'm talking about, baby, do I need you or not? And she doesn't do this reciprocate either. We just know that, yo, I got a role to fill. You got a role to fill. We operate best when we're both filling our roles, and in order to bring the best out of each other, we both should be doing that.
Right. So it takes reciprocative energy.
For sure.
From both parties.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
if I have to be, or come to a point where it takes that I need to step away and this ain't not working out, I can't handle whatever.
Nah, that's fair. I don't like. I think if a dude don't know how to treat you right, you should leave him.
Yeah.
I was talking about earlier. If a dude doesn't know how to take care of you, shouldn't be wasting your time with a dude like that. I'm just saying that the dudes that are willing to settle down with girls and take care of girls or whatever don't want their female even thinking about the fact that they can leave. They want true feminine loyalty. I wouldn't have to think about that
because you've shown me that you're going to take care of me.
I respect that.
But
yeah.
is it more so thinking about leaving, or because I mean at the end of the day, you don't ever want to be with somebody who can't self-sustain. Like, so I'm
that
not
that codependency is crazy.
But wait, no.
Go
So
ahead.
the thing is, right? Like, you don't want to be with somebody who can't handle their own. You don't want to be with somebody who, like, came into the relationship. I'm not saying like not needing you, but like that has to depend on you fully. So at the end of the day, it's not somebody walking around saying, "Oh, you know, I could do whatever I want. I can do, you know, I can handle myself if I leave today." But you still don't want to be with somebody who's sitting here on their feet, not doing nothing because you gonna sit here and
it's never that they're not doing anything, and that's the thing. A lot of modern women have this mentality, and a lot of modern men do too. They both think this way, but the fact that people are even thinking about the fact that, oh, I'd be good without you, I don't really need you, like you better act right or I'll leave or some shit like that. That's all contradictory to what a relationship is supposed to be about. My shorty doesn't think about leaving me. I don't think about leaving my shorty. If I was to ever not be with my shorty, I would still take care of her financially. I would still take care of my kids financially. But my shorty's not sitting around thinking about if I'm going to do her wrong. She's doing what she got to do in the crib. She's fulfilling the responsibilities that come with being a traditional wife. And in return, I provide protection, security, direction, and I make sure that she and the kids will always be okay.
Okay. And then you, same question.
So with the video, I will say, he was saying women. I'm not one of those women who chooses the rather feminine guys. If I see that, we cutting it off. We chopping it off, babe. I can't do that because I'm one of the women who challenges my man, and I don't mean I don't mean in a toxic way. I'm one of those women like.
Then what do you mean?
I want my man to tap into like his emotional, his mental, all of, like all of that. That's what I need from you because that's what I'm gonna be giving you. Like I don't like that bare minimum shit.
What do you mean when you say bare minimum? Because I don't see how him not, I guess, showing you his problems or his concerns or crying or whatever is bare minimum.
I do. I mean, I feel like when you're in a relationship, it's supposed to be your safe haven. You're supposed to seek refuge in your relationship. So it's like if you're coming home or whatever, or like even if we don't live together, whatever the case may be, and you're still like not finding peace in me all the way, you're not like, you're still stressing, you're not confiding in me or whatever. Like I feel like what are we really doing?
Okay, hold on real quick. So why would he confide in you if majority of women will find that repulsive or weak or feminine and then leave that dude?
Well, I don't know. Speaking for them, I'm not like that.
I got you, but how would he know? If all y'all look the same, all y'all act the same, how would he know that you're different?
I don't look the same. I don't act the same. Baby, he gonna
you got
have
a vagina, boo boo. I'm talking about women as in of all women, all right? So
I mean, but I'm just saying like me, I'm being real. I'm not like other women. I mean, he'll just have to experience me, and I give my all. When I am dealing with somebody and we're being serious, I do put everything down on the table, on the plate. Like I ask about a man's mental. I ask like everything. Like that's just me naturally. I care about how you are doing. Okay. If this is a partnership, if we're trying to get serious, if we're trying to get to the nitty gritty, like I do need to know these things about you. And I feel like that's what I'm here for. That's what you should be there for too. This is a partnership.
You about to say something? Go ahead.
I got to raise my hand, bro. Nah. So I actually like the fact that you said that. Like, nah. So you said you want a partnership and you said you want a man. So all foundation, if you met a man and you guys were going on dates and you were just hanging out, whatever, and every time homie came through and he was complaining about something and he was like, oh, I got into arguing with my brother today, or my mom said this, or my pop said that, or some shit like that, you wouldn't find that unattractive?
So let me tell you, because I just kind of recently got out of something like that. It was a guy that I was talking to. He was always going through some shit, like some bad energy. Like, man, people don't want me to be great, this, that, and the third. I'm not mobile right now. My car, my this, my that, my da-da-da.
So this is where I feel like there's a misunderstanding, right? Because you're saying it's a partnership, yeah, but in a partnership, there's no point of being partners if both partners are bringing the same exact thing to the table.
Yes.
So men want you to be emotional, or not even necessarily we want you to be emotional, but females generally operate out of a more of an emotional place. So they're more chaotic with their emotions. And I think it's attractive to women when they're around men that are stoic and stable and are able to hold their ground in the face of obstacle and struggle. Because it shows a woman that, okay, no matter what we face from a security standpoint, this man is going to be able to handle whatever comes our way. So I think women are generally looking to be with men that are stoic, and men like women who are healthy emotionally, because it shows a sign of this woman hasn't been with multiple men.
Yes. Go ahead.
That's cute. That was real cute. But I mean, no, for real. Like, if I see somebody that's like, you know, stable, that can take all of that, like, I also want to see, like, yo, like, what's the bad side? Like, I need to see that too.
The thing is, phases of your person.
I need to see what you're going through.
But I wouldn't want to see the masculine in my woman. I wouldn't want to see my woman be able to throw up hands and fight and shit.
But how's that being masculine, opening up your heart to your person?
It's not about what you said. Is you want a man who can find peace in you, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's the right point. I think men generally tend to look for peace in their women, but I feel like venting itself is a feminine concept. I feel like the more a man talks about his problems and his struggles, the more he starts to spiral into that place within himself, which is why when you said, oh, I met a man and he was constantly going through shit and he always had something going on, it's because he's stuck in a cycle of complaining. Complaining is okay for women because men are there to kind of hear them out, and it's almost like the masculine and feminine imperative. But when a man is constantly complaining, he's basically drowning in self-pity, and he's going to be in a place that's not very attractive to women.
Well, then that's when you can make the decision on if you want to keep on dealing with him and you help that man, or you can stop. Like, I stop, but I'm still like trying to help him actively like get through these things. Like,
do you want to though? It kind of feels like you have to raise him, no?
Do I get tired of feeling like I'm playing mama? Hell yes.
Yeah.
Hell yes. But do I also feel like I know that it is hard being a black man and they go through all these different things, and just men in general? I know it is hard for y'all. And do I want to help y'all? Do I sympathize with y'all? Hell yeah.
I don't.
I
sympathize
do.
with no man.
I do.
I got no sympathy for no man.
So if you're going through certain things, you're really going through something. Say you and your girl, have you seen that movie with Kevin Hart? Had the baby with his wife. Wife died after giving birth. You wouldn't want nobody to have no sympathy for you at all.
All right, sympathy is complete. Sympathy is when you feel bad for somebody. I wouldn't want somebody to be like, oh my God, his life is so hard. I would want somebody to be a supportive figure for sure. I would want people around me that can help me go through that. But I don't need nobody looking at me like, oh damn, bro, this guy's really going through some shit. I feel so bad for him. Nah, I don't want nobody looking at me with pity.
And I understand that, but it's a natural thing. Go ahead, Jazzy.
I don't think your woman would come at you out of a place of pity, like, boo-hoo, cry me a river right now. No, let's talk this out, figure out where the root of this is coming from, and assess the situation. Let's figure out how we're going to get through this. And then at the end of the day as well, it boils down to you personally. Are you going to wake up, pick up the next day and be like, this shit's going to be better than yesterday?
For sure.
Yeah.
So the advice that I personally give men is, if you're in an emotional place, just don't say nothing, don't do nothing, wait for it to pass. Because emotionally, as a man, the cycle of emotion is completely different for men and women. Women are able to process their emotions and understand what they're feeling and then maybe cry it out and finally feel better. For a man, when he starts to operate out of a place of emotions, he digs himself into a ditch and makes poor decisions that lead him further and further down that ditch.
Is every man like that, though?
This is how men operate.
Yeah.
Is that how every man is?
Look
Not
outside.
every. We're not gonna say every. We never
You
use
know
the word
every
every.
man?
Majority. We say majority.
Generalities.
Over here. Yeah, we use majority over here.
But I mean, so I feel like if us as women, like, we're placed and we're here as those creatures who know how to go through our emotions and everything, if we want to help y'all with that, what's the problem?
But the problem is, what's your capacity of help, right? So if we complaining or venting to you, there is a possibility that you might start looking at us weak and then leave us. So why would we even take that chance when we can go to our friends, our guy friends that are literally, number one, fits better because they're going through the same things, and number two, they're not going to judge us the same way you would judge us.
How you know I'm gonna judge you? You know me?
You wanna be
Majority
strong
of
for your
girls,
woman,
you got that? Yeah, well, come on now, let's stop the cap.
That will come down to
I'm not
understanding
saying
your partner.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't judge, but me helping and still just like seeing you for you and not like judging everything and like I actively be wanting to help. Like,
And I think any man would appreciate that. And I'm not saying you shouldn't be emotional with your woman at all. I don't want to be misunderstood. I feel like you should operate in a place where you're intentionally and rationally emotional. What that means is, yeah, you have a woman and, you know, you obviously have to connect with her in a place of emotions, because if you don't, that's just weird and you got psychopathic tendencies. But I feel like as a man, you have to be very strategic about when you're getting emotional and what you're speaking to your woman about, because as Don said, men and women operate in completely different realities. So a lot of times when we're talking to women about our problems, they're giving us solutions that are not productive to the masculine nature. Versus when you talk to your boys about shit like that, they're able to actually tell you because they're going through the same things.
Yeah.
For sure, we can't identify you as a man. I can't tell you how to be a man. But if there's some aspect you feel like, oh, I think I should come to my woman about this, have that space.
Yeah, for sure.
I get that, but that in lies again the problem of if you look at that dude as something of someone that's supposed to be your security, and then you see that his security is lacking, you may look elsewhere. That's the bottom line for most of this whole conversation.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay, now thoughts on the video?
I don't even remember the video. I'm not even going to
Well,
There's so much going on.
so much going on. All right, so then question: do women choose submissive dudes over dominant dudes? That was the main purpose of the video.
Okay.
I mean,
To control them because they don't want to be checked by dominant dudes, etc.
I'm not gonna say it. Well, it could be a control thing. If we're speaking in majorities and generalizations, women nowadays, like our generation, definitely. Just because most women are going in with the mindset of, like she had said earlier,
Yeah.
I don't need a man.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, you're gonna go with somebody who you feel like you can control and get them to do what you want to do, versus someone who's really gonna sit you down and be like, look,
We ain't doing that. Boundaries, etc. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, like,
Would you
if
say
it-
that's majority of women or the minority of women?
I'm not gonna say either one. I think it's a general thing. So I'm not gonna say it's the majority or the minority, but it's definitely a common theme.
Okay. Okay. We got some super chats real quick. Mr. Reclaim Your Throne. Where is he at?
You're
Oh, I see it. I got it. Trent. He says, thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate it. He says, damn, bro, they coming off the gates. We know y'all 3 or 4s have don't have no daddy at home. Find a male mentor from your mother's family. No excuses. So I think he was talking about, huh?
What's it, 304?
3 or 4 is a hoe.
Oh, that's cute.
No. So the main point is, though, you can find mentors in your mother's side of the family. Because I think he was talking about what you was talking about.
I mean, that's very privileged to say, but cool.
She said, fuck you, nigga. All right. K. Britton. Huh?
Nothing.
Oh.
Anyway.
K. Britton says, can we get a 360 spin from the nurse? Bro, man, y'all got your cape on, bro. What's going on? Thank you for that super chat, though. I appreciate it. All right. Who we at? Diego says, orange and green be giving him the meanest side eye. Hey.
Nah, I feel like we're friends. We're not friends?
You believe in... Never mind.
thought we was
I'm not
friends.
gonna start this.
That was
Just like,
cute.
nah. Just like, nah.
Nah, I mean, we here discussing. I don't know you. You don't know me. But
Okay.
we're here discussing.
Okay. All right. What else we at? Theo says another super chat. He says, orange and green, describe to us what makes you special.
I wouldn't say I'm special. I would just say I am not like any other woman. I am me. Like, there are a lot of things that I just know about myself that, you know, other women, they're just not like me. I didn't say I
Okay,
was
like
special.
name one.
In a relationship, I like to practice Yab Yum yoga with my man.
Okay.
What's that?
Let's say what is
Yab
that?
Yum meditation is when you meditate with your partner, and it's really powerful for a man's mental and emotional stability. You speak positivity in one another. That's why I say a man should come and seek refuge in his woman, and vice versa. It's like a very intimate moment, and y'all can search it. It's YAB, Yab Yum, YUM.
Nah, no
Yeah.
funny. I would definitely do that shit.
Yeah, it sounds
Like, I
dope.
really,
Yeah.
when I'm in a relationship, when I'm with my man, I really want to learn that male figure in my life.
sure.
Yeah, that's dope.
that's
And then
the
Trent, could you load up the next video while I continue with the super chats? All right. Gus sends a super chat. He says, a boss babe in her late 20s and so on has been lied by society and feminism. What are your thoughts before I continue this sentence? He says a boss babe in her 20s has been lied to by society and feminism. Meaning that feminism has lied to you. Okay, never mind. Let's continue. And turned you into the independent masculine man that they always wanted to date. Thoughts? All right, moving on.
You guys get what that's saying? You guys understand what he's saying?
First of all, we're 23. We're not in our late 20s, so we don't have that mindset yet. Completely of like. I think more so it's the whole point of like when you get to that point, that based off like what you've gone through in society and what you're supposed to be told that you do, instead of finding a man that you want, you end up turning into the man that you want.
Any
That's
thoughts?
basically what he's saying,
point,
right?
I hope I got my man already.
All right. All right, next. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Toothbrush. The fuck? These chicks masculine AF.
Yo,
So then that goes back to homeboy comment.
Dudes be so weird. This dude's name's Freshest Toothbrush. What's good with you, cuz?
What the fuck?
What's wrong with you, bro?
You got the cape on. All right, GQ's in the building. He says, I'll send you $50 if you do the Lil Uzi I Just Want to Rock dance. Nigga, no. Nigga. Fuck you, bro. But thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate it. I don't even know what that is, to be honest. Last super chat, and then we're moving on. Sensei sends a super chat. He says, why is Orange arguing about men displaying emotion to women if she left her boyfriend who did that? Ooh.
First off, never said that was my boyfriend. Next, it's not that I left my boyfriend. Like again, that wasn't my boyfriend. I'm still texting him actively and trying to help him through all of the different trials and tribulations and adversities that he is going through right now. So get the facts, babe. Next, more than $5 next time.
Damn. She getting real sassy. All right, let's get the other video, Trent.